Ingram, man. Next season, I'll personally call him. Give me his number. I'll call him every week and talk about his mama or something. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to get him rolling. I got to agree with you, Rim, man. We've got to see that in him. Now, we're going into these last two games of the season, and Tampa Bay and the Falcons, both of these teams have a chance to make the playoffs. Tampa Bay, with their loss against Dallas, puts them number 2 in the division. They were tied with the Falcons a week ago. The Falcons look like they are on their way. They have a tough game against the Panthers on Saturday as well. But the Saints have a winnable game here. Now, Professor, you and I were kind of hashing some things out and talking a little bit. I want to get your perspective. Is this a game that if you see a lack of effort anywhere in and off the field or on the field for the New Orleans Saints, that this team has pretty much imploded, or is it just that we're just being outclassed?
I'm just going to be honest. I have no idea what the Saints team is going to show up. I'm just being honest. I don't get excited when the Saints go 48 or 49 points. I've said this before. You have to look at overall over these last 3 losing seasons what the Saints have done. They are very inconsistent teams, and that goes back to intangibles. They never show up all 4 areas of the game: coaching, special teams, defense, offense, on a consistent basis. One area always takes the Sunday off. And until I see that with regularity or consistency, I don't know which team's going to show up Saturday. They could be the team that is like, I'm ready to go celebrate Christmas with my family, or it could be the team that has decided that we have a 1% chance and we need to win our last 2 games. I have no idea. I stated this before. The reason why you're not in the playoffs, several reasons. Number one, you lost to 2 anemic offenses where your defense played great. Carolina Panthers game in Carolina and a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game in Tampa. Had you won those 2 games, you would control your own destiny. Okay? Next, you don't play well in the Superdome. You are at this point 3-4. Last year you were 4-4. The year before that, you're losing too many games at home. That's why you're not in the playoffs. You've done well, decent enough on the road, but you don't. The Saints do not play that great in that Superdome. They're not the dynamic team to piggyback off of what BB is saying. And I want to say, to confirm what BB is saying, when I go different places, whether it be L.A. or here in Atlanta, exactly what stated is what people say about the Saints. They're not what they used to be, that they love to pass stats. So I don't know what team is going to show up. I do know that, once again, that there are locker room issues that I've stated for the last 3 seasons. Once again, they've shown their ugly face in these incidents. So my advice that for the Saints to win this game is that they need to get their brotherhood together. And I speak brotherhood because I'm in a fraternity. I stated this before. If there were issues amongst the 40 of us in the meetings or in the fraternity house, you, Sharita, Coach, Remy, BB would never, and Deuce, Rev would never know it, because when we came out of the fraternity house, you would not know I might have been in there smashing chairs, busting somebody in their head, because when we came out was when went on in the family, stayed amongst the family. So until the Saints get whatever they're trying to mess, I do not believe that issue with Mark Ingram was what everybody is trying to push. I do not believe what he stated. I don't believe any of that stuff. I believe it was something else going on with that was incentive driven, and now they're trying to hide it because he exploded the way he did about a simple touchdown and you're winning. So until the Saints get their intangible and internal jealousy, because there evidently is jealousy going on within this team because of this coach and his unbiasedly or biased treatment of this player versus that player, and it has led to friction within a locker room. Now, will they come out there and come out as a team and score 40, 50 points? Absolutely, they're capable of doing that against Tampa Bay. Or will you see the team that scored 11 points against Tampa Bay last time and come out there and play like they cannot hold on to the ball? Drew Brees throws 3 interceptions. The defense takes the afternoon off. Lutz and the special teams go up there and miss field goals. You don't know, because when you look back on the season that this team has played, you've seen all of this inconsistency. Maybe not week to week, but every 2 weeks they go back into this form. Then they win a game, lose 2, win a game, win 2, lose a game. And Coach Payton admitted that. He said we're too inconsistent. In all fairness to Coach Payton, we're too inconsistent. So I have no answer, Kyle. I'm hoping for the positive Saints team to show up in these last 2 games versus the negative Saints team that has shown up in 4 of these last 6 games. People seem to forget that why Drew Brees didn't make the Pro Bowl. You got to remember, at the time of voting, where did the Saints go? 1-4. They did not look good. They did not score a point in 4 out of the last 5 games, 4 out of those 5 games in the first half. People are not just going to look at your stats. They're going to look at the overall production. And also, something that you stated to me. If the Who Dat Nation thought Drew Brees should have been in the Pro Bowl,
you're right.
They would have voted for him.
That's right. They should have voted for him.
They've gone out and voted. If you did not vote, then that's why he, Cam Jordan, or Kenny Vaccaro are not in the Pro Bowl. And I just want to say this in defense of Mark Ingram, because I was listening to everybody's conversation. When you run through the NFC, Mark Ingram is either number 3 or number 4. He's one of the top backs in the NFC. So for the Saints to not be giving the ball to Mark Ingram, and I understand Hightower, but the Saints to not be utilizing Mark Ingram, at least putting the ball and him having at least 25 to 30 touches a game, that is the ignorance and the fault of Coach Sean Payton. Because we went through how many times Mark Ingram touches the ball, and in these last 6 games, his touches have gone down drastically. And I understand he had a toe injury, but that is the fault of their coach, not you. Like, after Drew Brees, your most talented and most versatile person on that offense is Mark Ingram.
Okay.
To jump in real quick, because I was curious to see if you were right, Professor, in terms of statistics. Mark Ingram, in terms of rushing yards in the entire league, 6th amongst NFC running backs, and he is down about 35 carries from the next highest NFC running back. So you're absolutely right. You got to feed the beast a little more. He's sitting at only 167 touches this year.
Wow. I mean, why have a guy as your number 1 running back, former Heisman Trophy winner? You see what you can do to when he's productive. You're 42-4 when you give the ball to your running backs and carry the ball over 30 times a game. 42-4 in your career as a head coach, but you're so stubborn, you still want to keep passing the football. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And right now, if you want to protect a 37-year-old, about to be next month, 38-year-old quarterback coach, wouldn't you want to hand the ball off to a young running back right now more than ever?
Isn't that why you drafted him in the first round?
In the first
place.
Why
you drafted him in the first round?
Yeah.
And traded up for him was to give him the football. When he's available, he's got to carry it, to touch it more than he has. There's no doubt about that. And even though I'm not saying this, Sean Payton is limiting his number of touches, because how many seasons that Mark Ingram has been here has he finished the season? He's had difficulty every single year. Making it all the way through the season. Now, I'm not saying that that's why Sean Payton's not giving him the ball enough, because guess what? In the NFL, if you're healthy, you better use him while you got him. And if you're saving him, usually if you're saving a player, you're saving him for the next coach. You're not saving him for you, because you're going to be out of there. So he does. I think on a more consistent basis, he's got to be able to get his touches. He's become a good pass receiver. We talked about angry before. When he runs angry, I don't want him to be angry on the sideline. I want him to be angry on the field. Mm-hmm. And you could tell on the first or second carry against Arizona that he was running with a violence. I call that running angry. Rather than promoting violence, I'm saying he's running angry.
Right.
And that was obvious right in the very beginning that when he ran angrily when he was demoted earlier in the year. He got that burr put under his saddle. So you've got to keep him on edge. You've got to keep him running angry, but be consistent in giving him the football, beginning, middle, end of the game. And when the Saints do that, they are highly effective, especially when they run the ball on second down. I would have to believe that the Saints' first down rushing average and the second down rushing average is a big discrepancy there. Drew Brees is highly effective throwing the ball on first down. They should throw the ball on almost every first down. But second down, regardless of what the situation is a good running down for the Saints. When they do that, they get in manageable third downs and keep moving the football.
Right.
So that's a long way of saying, Mark Ingram should carry the ball more.
Okay, Coach. What I did like this game, that 3rd and 1, he decided to run the football. Oh, wow. What a novel idea, Coach Payton. Thank you.
Hey, let's block them. Let's try that.
Yeah, oh, man, you 3rd and 1. We can run and get a first down. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up the show early tonight. I want to get your quick thoughts on this. 2 questions. I got 2 questions for everybody. I'm going to go around to each one of you. Just yes, no, maybe so. Professor, save your soliloquies to Friday. All right. So let's go with you, Coach. Right now, as it is in the career, if the Saints finish 7-9, or if they lose out 6-10, is it time for a coaching change?
Oh.
Or should
No.
let me just put
No,
it to
I'm
let me get you off the hook, because I know you got to deal with these guys.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, because I think that they're in the midst. They're not that far away.
Not far away.
As opposed to last year at this time, they were a good ways away. We're all in agreement of that. But when you look at this season, and I go all the way back to the first week against the Oakland Raiders, who all of a sudden have become one of the top teams in the league. And the New Orleans Saints, except for a Delvin Breaux injury, which they had no control over, and a bogus pass interference call, would have not only beat the Oakland Raiders, but would have gotten the Oakland Raiders completely off track to where they are now. I don't think they're that far away. A coaching change means we're blowing it up, starting all over again. I don't think it's time for that.
Okay. Diva, your thoughts?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Brendan, your thoughts?
No, I don't think it's time for a coaching change. I think what Coach said was pretty on point, but I do think it's time for some assistant coaching changes.
Amen.
I think Professor's been the one who said it more than anybody on the panel. It's time for a couple assistant coaches to go and a couple different position coaches to go, not naming names, but I think we all know
Bill Johnson
that should be going.
Bill Johnson. That's what the professor keeps saying. Remy, your thoughts, man?
Coach nailed it. No, it's not time for him to go, but I would say if we have another season like this next year, anybody wants him on a trade, go ahead and deal him.
Okay. Deuce, your thoughts?
Well, I think like Coach pointed out, I mean, there's too much potential going into next year to get rid of him now. You'd have to go ahead and decide to start tanking. But after 2017, I'd say cut him loose. There is a very, very blatant, unspoken rule in the NFL, and that's that coaches don't make it past 10 years. And I don't see Payton winning another one for us, but maybe he can.
Okay, Professor.
You know my saying, I said it last year. I'm going to say it again. I don't want to hear it. I didn't want him back. I'll stand on what I said. It's the anointing and what he needs to do. It has been left. It is time to allow this man to move forward. with like it was in Philadelphia for Andy Reid.